This little gray square is a computer. A badass gaming computer. It's so small, but it can play games good. Really good. How is this even possible? Why can you do the things you do? It makes no sense. Ah! Hey there, how you doing? I'm TechDweeb, welcome. Thanks for clicking on the video just now. In the world of mini PCs, there are lots of companies out there. Yeah, you got your weird names that obviously are made by Amazon's company name generator. So these are basically like no-name products made by companies that may or may not actually exist. You've got those company names that maybe you've heard of, maybe some good stuff, maybe some not good stuff, but there aren't a ton of brands that are well known for mini PCs specifically. And pretty much the most well known is Beelink. These guys are like the top dog, the head baloney, the king of the mini PCs, I guess. They're one of the few mini PC companies that come to mind when thinking about mini PCs, and they've earned their brand recognition by making good stuff. It's certainly not because of their logo after all. What's this supposed to be? Like a spinning top with like bee stripes on it and a stinger? I don't know. I've reviewed one of their mini PCs before, the Beelink Ser8 Max, and that was my favorite mini PC for a good long while. After that, I asked them if they'd send me the SER8, but they said, no way, you're too much of a dweeb. Actually, they didn't say that, but that's what it felt like. And then a few weeks ago, they came crawling back to ask me if I'd want to review their brand spanking new SER8 Mini PC. And I said, yeah. And they said, okay, what's your address? And then I told it to them. And they said they'd send it. And then a while later, it arrived at my house. And I decided to make a video about it. And then you decided to watch the video, probably because you want to know what this thing is like and if it plays games good. And now you're gonna find out, because this is that video. The box is pretty plain, some basic info on the outside. Inside we got the mini PC wrapped in plastic to keep it fresh. We'll come back to that. Underneath we get some word papers, super useful word papers that I'm totally gonna read. And then we get an admittedly nice power adapter. What is this? It's like a 63 watt adapter. Not too shabby. And we get the obligatory HDMI cord that you can donate to charities that give HDMI cords to starving children in Lithuania. And that's it. This was a pretty boring unboxing, I guess. I don't know why I'm showing you this. Sorry. But the PC itself is pretty nice, as you can see. It's got a shiny sort of metal looking exterior. It's not metal, it's painted plastic, but it looks like metal. Pretty nice looking overall, apart from that stupid Beelink logo on top. I don't know why they thought that would look good, but whatever. On the front we have a power button, headphone hole, one USB-C hole, and one USB-A hole. Nothing on the sides, no ventilation holes that you can see from the front or the side, so it's pretty clean looking overall. Around back we have the high density metal dust filter that they talk about in their marketing. We'll see how that does in a bit. Two USB-A holes, one Ethernet hole, a DisplayPort hole, another USB-A hole over here for some reason, an HDMI hole, another USB-C hole, and a power plug hole. I like that they gave us all the holes that we need around the back, including USB-C, so it should be easy to keep this neat and tidy on your desk. Here's the specifications for all this I/O, in case you're curious. Actually, speaking of the specs, let's do the specs thing. The SER8 is powered by the Ryzen 7 8845HS processor. 8 cores, 16 threads with a max speed of 5.1 GHz, and integrated Radeon 780M graphics clocked at 2.7 GHz. My model has a 1TB NVMe internal drive by Crucial, along with 32 GB of Crucial brand DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 megathings/second. We also get Bluetooth 5.2, Wi-Fi 6, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, and the vent fumes smell like chemicals. The price is $749 on Amazon, but apparently if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can get this for $650. Is that a new thing? Such a huge discount if you're on Amazon Prime. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but that's pretty cool. So $650 to $750, it sounds like a lot, but keep in mind the performance that we're going to get here before you leave a bunch of too expensive comments below. This isn't a cheapo low-end mini PC. This thing is a solid gaming PC, as you'll see. 1 terabyte of storage, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. I think you'd be hard-pressed to build a full-size gaming PC that would outperform this thing for that price. Real quick, I want to touch on the system. It's just a standard install of Windows 11 Pro. It came activated out of the box, no bloatware or third-party programs or viruses or other bullcrap. Just a normal, boring Windows 11, which is good. And as a regular PC, it's a champ. That's not surprising considering the power that we have here. You'll be able to do anything on this, really. You can do basic stuff like 4K video or whatever. You'll have no problem doing photo editing or vector graphics. Even video editing or 3D modeling will be no problem on a system with this kind of power. But I'm not here to play around with that stuff. I'm here to play around with video games. And that's why you're here too, let's be honest. So how does this do as a gaming PC? Well, let's find out, shall we? Oh, and real quick, I wanted to show this to you. This is how I play games when I'm testing PCs, and I also do it this way around my house. If I want a game on my TV PC or whatever, I'm not going to download all my games and keep them all updated on every PC. So this is my portable games drive. It's the Crucial X10 Pro 4 terabyte SSD drive. I keep all my Steam games on here and I plug it in via USB-C to any PC that I want to game on, or handheld PC. If I want to play like Red Dead Redemption on my ROG Ally and I don't have it installed, why not plug this in instead of waiting hours to download it? It's so small and light it can literally just hang off any device while you're using it. Crucial didn't sponsor this video or anything. They sent this and I've been using it, and I wanted to show it to you because I love it. Alrighty, on to the games then. Let's wet our feet with a little Doom Eternal. This is 1080p, high settings, and I got like 80 FPS on average by the end of this run. I'm running this on a 120Hz monitor, so realistically I'd probably lower the settings a bit to get the FPS higher, but I wanted to see how it would do on high settings, and I wasn't disappointed. The game played amazing, completely buttery smooth. I'm in the Doom Hunter base here, and I've been stuck at this section. This room here just keeps spawning tons of really tough enemies. They got these pinky guys that charge at you and you need to dodge out of the way and shoot them in the bum. They got scads and scads of the little imp and soldier guys, and they start throwing multiple arachnotrons at you with the pinkies, and that's where I get slaughtered. I played this section like 10 times and I just can't get past it. I am on ultra nightmare difficulty, so I could lower that to get past this part, but I don't wanna. I like my Doom games to be tough as nails. It's so much more satisfying to beat an area when you can just barely survive. And it's funner too. It's fun as heck to be forced to dart around the level and hunt for health and ammo just to stay alive and slaughter more demons. When the game keeps throwing impossible odds at you and you somehow manage to get by and survive. And not that I did that. I haven't been very good at the whole surviving thing. Someday I will beat this game. Hopefully before Doom Dark Ages takes me down another Doom rabbit hole. Doom hole. Gonna suck me into the Doom hole again. Yeah, that sounds about right. I wanted to throw something a little harder to run at it, so I decided to play some Cyberjunk 2077. This is 1080p, medium settings with balanced FSR, and the FPS was kind of all over the place, as it tends to be in this game. Well, when you're out in the big open city, the FPS was down in the high 40s, but I decided to do a robbery mission, which is more of a closed area, and the FPS was higher there, in the 60s. My FPS counter said that I got 72 FPS on average, but that's because I would sometimes open up my menu and to switch around some weapon or whatever. I think a more realistic average would be like 55 FPS. This is a super demanding game though, so that's not surprising. Actually, on mini PCs, I usually have to play this game on low and maybe even down at 720p, even on expensive mini PCs. It really doesn't play nice on these power-efficient small APUs, but it's actually performing really good here. I would have zero issues playing through the entire game like this. So yeah, I'm doing this robbery and I'm taking this stealth approach. I don't have the stats to pick the locks or force open some locked grates, so I need to sneak around and find a backdoor in. And sure enough, I found this skylight. I have an optical camo cyberware thing that lets me go invisible for a few seconds, so I use that to get past the drone and the security camera. Being careful, I sneak my way past them, and then I realize that I need to go upstairs, so I sneak my way up there, avoiding the drones and the cameras, and then I goof up and I get spotted. So I figure why not grab the stuff and fight my way out, which started out fine. I'm in like the end game and I have some great guns, and it was going well until it didn't. So we'll try this mission again another day. And here's some Elden Ring. This is running at 1080p, high settings, ray tracing turned off, textures at maximum. Since we have lots of RAM to act as VRAM for this APU, we should be good to go with ultra textures. And I ended up getting just 38 FPS on average, but that's because I was fighting these plant things, and they have a bunch of effects with their spores and stuff that really tank the FPS. These things make even my big PC struggle. I probably should have lowered the settings to get this FPS up, but whatever. I was playing it and I was enjoying it. I just bought the new Shadow of the Nerd Tree DLC, and I don't know why I bought it, honestly. I barely touched Elden Ring in months, and I'm nowhere near finishing the game. I guess I felt like I'd be more inclined to play the game if I bought the expansion. And I want to. I hope I do. We'll see if I stick with it this time. Hey, at least I'm playing it. Right now, actually. However, I learned shortly after I bought it that I can't actually access the DLC stuff yet. I need to get further in the game and defeat some bosses, so today I'm just trying to reacquaint myself with the game and relearn some muscle memory. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. And finally, I wanted to end on a high note with some Witcher 3. The high note is that I wanted to smash some monster faces. This is 1080p, high settings, with quality FSR, and I got a very respectable 63 FPS on average by the end of this run. This is my New Game Plus playthrough of The Witcher 3 on the Death March difficulty. I had this quest to investigate some grisly murders, and I figured I'd get some good fighting in with that. So I went and talked to the medic guy, and I asked him some questions, and he told me about the scene of the crime. So I went there and I investigated, and I discovered some hoof prints, but they weren't from a horse because they were from a two-legged creature. The footprints led to a brothel, and the madam said that there was a succubus that helped lure customers in. I did Axie on her to get her to tell me where the succubus was, and I was gonna go off and fight her, but then I saw that this lady had a Gwent card. So I figured I'd get into a side game of Gwent. And it was actually a pretty touch and go. I barely made it, but I did, and I got a nice new fire elemental card out of the win. So off to go and deal with the succubus, but then it turns out the succubus was nice. She only killed the guards out of self-defense. So I told her that she has to leave town, and she gave me a nice new silver sword that is better than my current one. And then when I left there, I wasn't in the mood to fight anymore, so I took a walk on a pier and to watch the sunset and contemplate my life as a witcher. I searched my soul and decided that yes, the sunglasses are gonna stay. And now let's give this PC a grade, which means that it's time for our mini PC report card. Mini PC report card. For the form factor, I'm going to give this a C+. There's nothing special here. It's a little bit on the big side. It's plain. It has an ugly logo on top. It's boring, but it's not hideously ugly or anything, so I don't want to fail it outright. It's just not my thing. I don't like the way it looks. For I/O features, this will be an A. It's a little bit stingy on the USB A holes and only one Ethernet, but it has some good stuff like extra headphone hole and USB-C hole around back, so it's definitely good enough for most of your needs. For the noise, this is an A. It's not silent, but it's among the quietest mini PCs that I've ever used. Beelink obviously puts a lot of effort into their thermal and airflow design because this thing is super quiet. And the last Beelink product that I tried was also very quiet. And for the system, there's no issues at all, no third-party software, no bloatware or viruses or bullcrap or anything like that, so this gets an A+. And for the performance, yeah, A+. This is top-tier performance for a mini PC. I don't think you can actually get a mini PC with better performance than this. The 8840HS is top of the line, and this PC has the thermal headroom to push it as far as it can go. And for gaming, I'll go with an A. Obviously, if you had a mini PC that with a dedicated GPU, then it would be a gaming beast. And the 780M integrated graphics is technically a generation behind at this point, But still, this is about as good as you can get in a PC at this size. So I'm super happy with this. And for the value, I guess it depends where you get it. I'm going to assume that you buy this on Amazon Prime for $6.50. And at that price, yeah, it's definitely good. It's definitely competitive. I'll give the value a B+, I think. If you can find this at $600 or less, that'd be a steal. But even at $650 to $750, it's a solid price for a PC of this performance. And the final overall grade is going to be an A-. This thing is amazing in so many ways, and it's such a good PC for the price. I have zero issues recommending this thing if you're interested in a high-end mini PC. It's a great little mini PC with great gaming performance and a simple minimalist aesthetic with all the I/O you need, a ton of storage and RAM, and if you want one, I'll put a link to where you can buy this on Amazon and directly from Beelink in the doodad below. And that brings us to the end. Thanks for watching and stuff. If you like this video, then check out this video, my review of the Neo AM02, a very cool retro Nintendo inspired mini PC. I'll put a link to that video in the doodad below as well. But that's it from me for today. I'm TechDweeb, thanks for watching. Bye bye.